The following is a short video on non-attribution. For our purposes, I'll refer to non-attribution as it occurs in one of two ways. One is when a student copies words exactly, word for word, from an original source without providing quotation marks. And the second form of non-attribution is when the student fails to provide either an in-text or a bibliographic citation for any information taken from an original source. For my discussion of non-attribution, I am again using examples from the Penn State University Library's website. This first example is of an instance where a student has failed to use quotation marks correctly. Note that all of the words beginning with players and ending with acts are taken verbatim, word for word, from the original source. However, the student has not set off the quotation with quotation marks. This is an instance of non-attribution. Although the student has named the author and produced a parenthetical and bibliographic citation, the student has failed to attribute the exact language to the original source. Another way that non-attribution occurs is when a student fails to provide a citation for information taken from a source. In this example, the student has successfully paraphrased much of the information. The student has also even provided quotation marks when borrowing information word for word from the original source. However, the student has neither named the author nor provided a bibliographic or parenthetical citation for the information taken from the original source. Thus, the student has failed to attribute this information to the author, even if the student had patch-written this information. Since the student has not attributed the information to an author, this constitutes non-attribution. Thus, the things to look for when identifying non-attribution are that a student has failed to use quotation marks around information taken word for word from a source, or a student has failed to provide any form of citation for information taken from the source. What differentiates non-attribution from cheating is that, in instances of non-attribution, the student has not intended to deceive the reader, but has instead committed an error of attribution. Thank you. Please return to the Blackboard site and take the accompanying quiz.